And the elections are heating up in California as Secretary of State Alex Padilla battles accusations that the state suffers from widespread voter fraud. One America's Pearson spoke with Mark Meuser, who's running for Secretary of State, and claims there's more voting fraud than ever under Padilla.
California has been plagued with claims of voter fraud for years, but it's never been worse as residents head into the November elections. The current Secretary of State, Democrat Alex Padilla, claims there's no voter fraud and that illegal voting isn't a problem. At the same time, he's investigating whether or not some 1,500 people voted illegally in June's primaries. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Over 20,000 residents were accidentally registered this year, and many others had their party automatically switched to Democrat. One American News spoke with Mark Meuser, who's running against Padilla for Secretary of State.
Well, if you talk to the current Secretary of State, he's going to say that there is no problem with voter fraud. But over the last couple of weeks, I've been traveling around the state of California investigating potentially fraudulent voter registrations. 75 people registered to vote at a non-existent address in Malibu. 23 people registered to vote at a laundromat in Long Beach. 28 people registered to vote at a motel that's been closed for 2 years. In Malibu, 15 of those 75 people actually cast ballots in the last election. So the thing is, it's nickel and dime. It's a few here, few there, few here, few there. But all these problems can actually quickly be solved by actually maintaining the voter rolls, which is the duty of the Secretary of State.
Meuser says that when he's elected, he'll do everything in his power to clean up the voter rolls and ensure the only people voting are legal residents who are registered. While there are many options for the Secretary of State to protect the state's elections, Meuser says his opponent isn't making any effort to keep them up to date.
There was a brief filed before the United States Supreme Court in which they said here are 11 different databases that a Secretary of State can use to maintain the voter rolls, and the state of California is only using 3 of them. So he's just simply not doing his job. He's incompetent. He doesn't know how to do his job. He doesn't want to do his job, but he's not doing his job. And that's why I'm asking the voters of the state of California to vote for me so that I can maintain the voter rolls to restore integrity in our elections, make sure that everybody who's eligible to vote is able to vote, and that every legal vote cast is properly counted.
While it may not be enough to throw an entire election, Meuser says the many cases of voting fraud across the state do add up. But it's an issue he's willing to tackle and says there's still a chance to fix the problem this November.
We can have integrity with our elections. It's not rocket science. All the Secretary of State has to do is actually do their job of maintaining the voter rolls. You want to have an impact on your elections? You want to help me get elected? Make sure that your friends who are registered to vote get out to the polls on November 6th, because there are more liberty-loving Californians than there are who want a tyrannical form of government.
Pearson, One American News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.